End of the day, a lot of people rely on motivation. People are like, I'm not motivated enough, or I need motivation. I need a trainer because I need to be motivated. You don't need to be motivated. You need to be dedicated. The word dedicated is 10 times more powerful than the word motivated, because if you're going to rely on motivation to get anything done, we're talking about fitness here in general, but really let's talk about goals, right? If you have a goal in mind, no matter what that goal is, if you're going to rely on motivation to achieve that goal, you're never going to achieve it, because there are going to be good days, there are going to be bad days. When you have bad days, you're not going to be motivated. And the truth is, success is a habit. Success comes to those who do the same thing every single day, no matter what. Weight training will make me bulky. That's one of the myths out there that is an epidemic in this country, specifically this country, in Pakistan. Women feel that if they lift heavy weights, or if they even lift a dumbbell, they're going to get big bulging biceps. But that's absolutely false. Weight training or resistance training is very effective in burning fat, and of course in gaining muscle, increasing bone density, boosting testosterone for men, which is a major problem after the age of 50. Your testosterone levels decrease, bone density decreases, muscle mass decreases, and as you get older, it's very important for specifically men to maintain as much muscle mass as possible, right? And of course keep your testosterone levels at a healthy count. One of the best ways to do that is through weight training. Again, for women as well, bone density is an issue. After they give birth, after they get married, their bone density decreases anyway, and they become weak. So I feel that weight training coupled with other forms of training is essential. So that is one myth, that weight training will make you bulky, women bulky specifically. That's not true at all. And carbs are good for you. Carbs are energy. You need carbs, right? These are two major myths. I was never an academic, to be honest. Didn't really do well in school at all. I went to many schools, including boarding school in England. And when I was in England, as a British national, I had the opportunity to join the army. So I did, this is the British Army, and as a cadet. So I went through the whole cadet process, and that's where my passion for fitness really came about. And while I was at boarding school, I faced a very difficult time. I was lost. I gave up on my academics completely. I moved back to Pakistan on my own will, my own decision. My father urged me to continue with my education, but I just didn't want to do it. I worked a job in EFU insurance for 10,000 rupees for about 6 months, and I was actually selling insurance, general insurance at the time. I sold no insurance. I was trying to be independent of my family. I used to read up a lot on training, biomechanics, trying to perfect my craft, if you will. And I did that on my own spare time. I had a lot of time to kill. I wasn't studying at all. The only thing I was studying was training. And at some point, I decided that, this is something that I love, and it just so happened that my relationship with my father got better, and over the years, and I had the opportunity to go back to England, and I studied fitness as a minor. The second I got a whiff of the fact that people want to be fit and people are actually aware of leading a healthier life, I decided then and there that, hey, what am I doing wasting my time? I moved back to Pakistan and I started Fitness 360, which was a commercial boot camp at the time. And the only reason I was running a commercial boot camp was because that was the trend. That was the beginning of it all. So I started a company. I had no money to start the company. I started it myself. My brother gave me a loan. I think it was a small loan, a 1 lakh rupee loan, and I rented this venue called the Alliance Française, which I'm sure you may have heard of. And I remember my first class, I was sitting there I didn't know how to do it. I literally put up a post on Facebook. I made pamphlets, I put them all around the city, literally everywhere. And I sat from 8 a.m. at the Allianz all the way to about 9 p.m. at night. And I would just sit there on a chair with a bunch of like registration forms, and I would wait for people to come. And there were days that people didn't come at all. And I remember having my class on this Maidan of like just sand and like rocks, and people were not happy at that time. And then from there, that's where it all began. And I tried to keep the numbers a lot smaller than the other boot camps in the market. And so I shut down Fitness 360 and I started Fitness 360 Bespoke Training, right? It's a personalized fitness program. I got my first client who was extremely helpful to me in becoming a very successful, I feel he was very helpful to me in becoming a successful person in this line, because he's a very, not only is he my client, he's also, and one of my first clients, he's also somebody who guided me. He was a mentor, he is a mentor to me. Name for this gentleman, his name's Adrian, he knows who he is. And he guided me, he really guided me, and I learned a lot about business, marketing from this man. And all of these people are very important people who've like changed several industries in this country. Sitting with them and spending time with them on a daily basis, I've learned a lot, and I've noticed a trend and a lot of similarities between these people. They all have the exact same characteristics. They do the exact same stuff. If you're just looking at how they lead their lives and the mindset that they have, and every single one of them are the top businessmen of this country. It couldn't be a coincidence that all of them think the exact same, do the exact thing every single day. Couldn't be just a coincidence. This is a formula. All these people have their schedule for the next month on their phone. They know exactly where they're going to be at 6 p.m. 1 week from now. And I'm not even joking about this. They are, not only are they principled people, they're very organized people. They don't have time to waste. They understand that time management is the key to success. I am active throughout the day. I am not sitting down, and I'm getting a lot of things done, and I write everything down. Wake up in the morning, I write down, this is what I have to do today, this is what I have to do tomorrow. So I do tomorrow's work today, including today's work. I don't wait. These are the things that are important.